welcome everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land to the Eyebrows. Hi. Before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this top tier quality content. If you are interested in checking us out live, you can see us over at twitch.tv/ProdiumJoey. And last but not least, if you are interested in joining any of our games, we have open slots available in many of them, including our Tuesday game, our Wednesday evening game, our newest game that is going to be hopefully starting this week on Friday early, a horror-themed campaign where you'll be traveling to Ashton, and a few other places as well. How's the audio sound? Is that a little loud? I feel like that's a little loud.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I meant for on the team. Yeah, that's a little bit too loud. Anyway, aside from all of that, how about we get back? Hey, everybody. Go ahead and give us that fancy.
All right. So, when we started last session, we quickly, dealt with the Dwendalian soldier we had decided to escort further inland. I don't remember his name as of right now. Conter X. That's yeah. So we gave him some bit of basic supplies and basically kicked him off the ship somewhere. Let's see if I can. Somewhere just further west of the Gehem Basin, closer to the Ustalak Lake, and then we traveled back a little bit, and let's see, did we have the encounter with the dragon turtle last session, or was that before that?
Last session. Not last session, but the previous.
Yeah. So we went to the place where we were told there was a waterfall, and we eventually got off the boat and said our goodbyes to the captain, whose name also escapes me right now.
Seashore.
Yep. And he went on his way, and we got ourselves to this. It was a kind of small lake in front of a waterfall, where we discovered there was some corpses at the bottom of the lake. I think Ein was the one who did control water to part water, and we made our way inside. Creve stopped by one of the corpses to pick up a breastplate that was still on it, and then we went inside. Kale and Omen was sent ahead to do a bit of scouting inside this cave system that we started descending into, and eventually they came into a chamber where there was several corpses strewn about, and so discovered a few traps, and a voice spoke to them, a voice telling them telling us basically all, because we all gathered up there, that we were supposed to come and meet some entity or guardian or some kind of creature called the End, which sounds ominous enough, and we did detect some sort of infernal presence here, or abyssal for that matter, maybe. And Creve used his X-ray vision to look about for some hidden entrances and the like, and he discovered that we were on top of basically a giant void underneath us, or some kind of massive grotto. But as of right now, we've headed past some traps and are currently on the way into this larger chamber just a little bit above us, where the end might await us.
So, you've all entered into this massive chamber. Very, very ancient, and it's easy for you all to tell. The writings and scriptures are ingrained into the stonework all around you, and there are a handful of dead Empire bodies littering the ground. Military in nature, with different symbols of various Empire legal individuals, worships.
Well, this is certainly not promising, I would say, but
I can say I'm sad for those people, but yeah.
You're a tad on
Maybe,
the quiet side, Kyle.
Okay. Is that better?
Yes. It felt like
cool.
you were speaking quietly, not like your volume was low.
Oh no, yeah, okay. But yeah, let's keep an eye open.
all right.
Kyle, as you kind of take a couple of steps forward, you realize there's a liquid that drips down towards you.
It's blood.
So is dripping from the ceiling?
Yep.
Okay. At what point? Like 1 feet ahead of me, or like on my
Like
shoulder?
directly in front of your foot.
Is it what kind of liquid is it? Is it red? Is it?
Well, currently everything is dark down here, so it looks like a liquid.
Yeah.
Wasn't there he made a pebble with light, since Rorik
Yeah.
and I can't see in the dark.
Aina is a pebble. It's like
Oh, yeah.
white light.
That does look like blood.
I look above on the ceiling. Do I see anything on the ceiling?
All right. You look up and you see that there is a system of hanging meat hooks. About 40 or so of them. And there are 7 bodies hooked through the shoulder on 7 of them. Just dangling.
Naked, or do they have any kind of?
They're wearing
apparel?
clothing, but they are 30 feet above you. The one directly above you has heavy chained pants for protection, but they are wearing an undershirt that you would wear underneath heavy armor.
Can we all see this?
Well, if you follow Kyle's gaze, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I do. Shit. How recent do they look? Or
Roll me a medicine
determine
check with
some-
disadvantage. They're a little high up there, and you're not really examining.
All right, this will be good.
16?
Yep.
I don't know what it is, but whenever you roll guidance on advantage or disadvantage, you always roll the same number. You ever notice that?
It's. I think it's made for because when you are at advantage, you're only supposed to reroll the d20. Any additional roll is not rerolled.
Ah, so they did something right on roll 20. That's great.
Yes.
I like when they do that. It's not every day.
Yeah, I didn't think about that before, but you know.
Yeah. It's like every time. It's great. 16. 5 of them look fairly old. maybe within a few weeks or so. The one directly above you and one catty corner to the right by about 15 feet or so, they look much newer within probably the past few days. And as you're examining, you see the one directly above Kyle kind of like open its mouth and close it.
Shit, I think that one's alive, actually. Or it could be undead. I take a step back.
Keep in mind when the other two people are not here, you can ask them to do things, but aside from that, I will not have them do anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll probably ask Rorik to see if he senses like undead or whatever after Grieve sees it.
Okay. He senses that you're on desecrated grounds and no undead within proximity.
Seems like he's probably alive.
I'll cast a message to the one above us, and ask him if he's all right, and well, not all right, like not asking if he's all right.
Hey, buddy, how you hanging? Just
Would you like to hook up?
How did he get up there, and is he awake basically?
well, he can only reply to you for 6 seconds. So he will
He can
respond. I was ambushed here. All of us were. I was drugged to this place. Please help me down.
All right, I'm gonna recast message. All right, hang on a second.
He'll respond. Don't have much of a choice, do I?
No, you don't.
Okay, I don't even hear your background.
Sorry, mate. Because it's earlier for us, my girlfriend's still working, so she does.
Yeah, it's fine, so long as there's nothing private being said.
No, it's.
I know sometimes work things, you can't let things be said out loud.
No. It's fine.
All right.
Probably in French anyway, isn't it?
Is there anything else I can see within the room from where we stand? Any markings on the floor? Any indication of something having moved in this area earlier, like in the short period before we get in?
Not to the naked eye. However, if you want to look around, feel free.
I will.
And hello.
Investigation?
Yes, please. $29. You look to where the hook is attached into the ceiling, and you notice that there's actually these chains from each of the meat hooks are interlocked and twined in a system of rows, but that actually looks deliberately constructed. And you follow this one in particular all the way down towards the far side of the wall, where you see that there is a hanging latch, a two-armed pole that in the center is attached to the wall that has many chains wrapped around it.
I turn to the group. All right. It seems that there is a mechanism on the other side of the room. I can try to go there as quietly as possible, or we go together. But I'm afraid that if we walk in the middle of the room, we might get ambushed by anything that would be lurking in the shadow.
Well, Seems like right now splitting up is already a bad idea.
How far away is it?
From your current position, about 80 feet in total. As you've all just walked barely 50 or so feet into the room.
So we walked 50 feet into the room, or 15?
50.
50.
All right.
So
Yeah.
we're almost in
To
the
get a
middle of the
look
room
around,
already.
you have to step more than just the entry to like perceive around you and get a feel.
Okay, I thought we were more at the entrance. All right.
I mean, you're still technically like near the entrance, very close to it. But to get a better look around, your visual prowess does not go as far as Creeves, so you have to step forward to look around.
All right. Come with me then.
All right, who's going with Kyle?
I'll follow him.
I suppose I will as well.
I was kind of thinking maybe if we managed to loosen the change, maybe it would be good if you were standing below ready to catch the guy.
I mean, we could if you want to do it that way.
But we don't know how these chains are. If they are released instantly or something like that. Could kill him if he falls to the ground.
That's true. Yeah, I'll just prepare to catch him if he falls.
All right.
Are we, by any chance, do we think that we might avoid any confrontation here? Or whatever is in this room already knows we're here? In your opinion, guys?
I mean, from the noise, probably he knows, but
All right.
we can't predict what he's gonna do anyway. He's already lost himself.
So there's no point of being stealthy then. I will take few pebbles in my pocket, cast light on every one of them, and throw them around the room just to create some lights in the room and have a better view of what is more ahead of us, and possibly away from our vision.
You toss a bunch of rocks around the cavern.
Some of them I toss them far away, so like I have those light points at some points in the caverns that give me a vision around. Not only just like at my feet.
All right. You toss them around, and after that, it illuminates the room quite a bit more. There's still patches of darkness in this area. You don't have infinite casting. Well, you have infinite castings, but not infinite time before you have to start throwing more of them out there. But it looks fairly well illuminated. Roll a perception check, two of you.
I'll do one.
Roll for Omen.
Oof.
Beautiful. What happened first? Did Makit roll, or did you say roll for Omen first?
I'm not sure. I had scrolled up a little bit, so I didn't see Mikit's roll first. So you could probably disregard Omen's thing.
Okay. The cavern is very wide, and it seems to stretch width-wise way further than it does across from where you were standing. Almost like a ravine that's under this mountain as it just stretches across. And that's all you all notice. So, Kyle and Makit are going over towards the sconce on the wall to unwrap the chain.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm staying somewhere close to Ein, just keeping a lookout in case.
Mikit, maybe stay with the meat bags, as you call them. I have way to handle myself if I just jump on. You don't.
I mean, if you want to be alone when we're not being sticky, then fine. That's also a good idea, but I'll defer to you on this.
And I'll take the key in my hand and tries to sneak away.
Alrighty. Flip, catch. Go ahead and roll.
$27.
That's fine. You sneak your way over there, being as quiet as possible and sticking yourself lower down towards the ground because there, unfortunately, are not any obstructions large enough to actually hide you. But you're being as careful and quiet as possible.
Walking along the wall, stuff like that. Away from the light sources.
As best as you possibly can.
Yeah.
And you get over towards the chained sconce. You see that there is a dagger stabbed through the chains, and it kind of hooks at the top. And the back end of it is serrated as it's kind of sticking the chains into the wall a little bit.
Is there anything that the chain is tied to other than the
There's
dagger?
the obstruction in the wall that was wrapped around.
Okay, so I would like to.
You know chandelier holds from back in the day?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
that.
Okay, so I would like from one end hold the tip of the chain so it just doesn't go in one go when I pull out the dagger.
Okay. Give me a athletics check.
I hate those.
I know. 14. You manage to pull it out and hold onto the chain as it immediately juts a little bit in your grip, as you are holding up the weight of a person, which is a little strenuous for you, but you manage to catch it. Everybody across the cavern, you see the individual lurches downwards about 3 inches or so, and the bleeding drips a little faster, but then slows yet again.
I try to get him down ever so slowly.
Give me a sleight of hand check. I know, you're good at half of this. 16. You lower him down slowly, carefully, moving very smoothly as you do, and as you're lifting and grabbing the chain, it does make a very loud grinding noise that everybody hears that echoes through this cavern.
As soon as the body is caught by Ein, I would like to sneak back to the group.
Okay.
If ever possible. And if anything jump at me, I'm ready to run the hell back to the group.
Dash! Okay.
I'm very jumpy at the moment.
Ein, you catch the body in your hands easily and bring it down. You have to, lean it against somebody because the hook is through the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So you're healing them with the hook in there?
No, after pulling it carefully.
All right, roll me a medicine check with advantage because you have that feat.
Yay.
By the way, Joe, I'm keeping the dagger.
The serrated dagger?
25.
Yeah.
25. You have to enlist the help from somebody. Doesn't matter who it is. But they have to be ready to put pressure on each side of the wound, as you have to put a slab of wood that you have over the hook itself to push it through, or you have to break off the tip, which is hooked, like it's a meat hook. It's meant to go through, and if anything pulls against it, stays like that. So either you're going to rip the wound a little more open by pulling it back out, or you're going to have to break the tip of the hook.
Yeah, since Grief is nearby, I'll enlist its help. And
Alright, what do you want me to?
you need to put pressure after I yoink this hook out from him. Basically, I'll try to well, he doesn't look like he's imminent death, right?
With a 25 medicine check, he looks like his body is in shutdown mode. He's certainly not doing okay by any stretch of the imagination.
So I would know if the widening wound trick will kill him or not.
There's a high possibility of it, but it's your call which route you want to go. Breaking a piece of metal without widening the wound as well is going to be difficult, so.
Yeah, and not to mention it's low light, so it's probably not easy.
Well, you have rocks.
So yeah, I'll take. Yeah, but still, it's not the right tool for the right job. So yeah, I'll try to pull it out of him for block of wood kind of method.
So, you have Creve hold his body up and with a large bandage at the ready as you put the slab over top of the tip of it, and then grip it with a cloth just to make sure you don't cut your hand, and very quickly pull it out of the individual. Immediately after that happens, they and blood spills from their mouth very, very slowly.
Yep. And I'll start pushing on his wound, I guess.
Yeah. You start pushing there. Ein pushes on the other side and has you kind of vice grip both sides of the wound as she begins tending to it. Ein, this individual has to have been dangling there for at least 3-4 days at this point. They are beyond the point of just superficial wounds that mundane magics can heal. They are at the point where they need rest to be able to function like this. However, you manage to patch up the wound enough that if they don't go into any strenuous activities, like walking or stretching their arm, it should be fine.
So after that, after stopping the bleeding and all, I'll relay that to the others, like how his injury is, and tell them that walking or any activity would be a bad idea for him right now.
Right. Well, I guess you'll just have to lie on the ground here then. Well, fight in this room with whatever is here.
Looks safe for now, at least, since Kill didn't trigger anything too obvious yet.
Kyle, at this point, you're back.
Is he fine? Is he gonna be okay?
Yeah, but he's really banged up, really bad. He's been hanging there for like 4 days or so.
Yes.
Mikit, roll me a history check.
I look down at the guy and say, just hang in there, man.
Oh, God.
What?
Mikit, you notice that attached to the side of his pants is a little looped keychain of a VM, which is a Vox Machina memorabilia, as it is franchised in Tal'Dorei.
Oh.
And that is the only place that it is franchised.
Oh. Whether you're quite away from home or that's an import.
No. They have fairly dark Marquesian skin with a little bit of a beard that's grown in over the past few days, but more of a speckle than a beard. It's a light spattering of facial hair. Human in nature. Except there's this weird Z shape tattooed directly under their neck. It's a straight Z that has a line cut through the last leg, and then hooks almost like a J.
Huh. And guessing identifying that would have been part of the history.
Not on your 12, no.
Yep.
God damn it, Mika.
Right. Well, have you either of you seen any trace of this monster or whatever, or maybe the servant or whatever that other thing was?
The individual's eyes widen very slightly as they're still moving their lips, but you can't hear them.
I cast message and ask the same question, so I can answer in his mind rather than with his lips.
If you maintain the connection, we can just have the conversation.
I will maintain the connection.
Alrighty.
It's not a
So, what was the question?
Did he see any traces of the person who did that to him recently?
Yes. The person was a part of a scouting group I was with. He's a lizard folk from Marquette, where we spent a little time before coming here.
Wait. The person who did this to you was a member of your crew?
Yes.
So he came here at the same time as you did. It's not...
Well, we all came here at the same time, but we came across an odd entrance into this area, and it was trapped with a pitfall. Some of us got stuck and had to wait back, and he went ahead scouting with some of the others. You see his eyes move up to the bodies that have been there for weeks compared to days.
How long have we been here?
We've been in this area for over a month now. At least I think. I'm not sure what today is.
Do you know if there are any survivors?
How many of us dangle right now?
7 dangle, and I quickly count the corpse on the floor.
Okay. There should be one of us that isn't here yet.
In addition to the lizard folk dude?
She was a part of the same crew as myself. She's a Asimar. Fairly docile and skittish. This is her first, well, dungeon dive.
Why were you here? I relate everything that he's saying to the group as we're talking, so if you have any question, I can relate also.
So you asked, why are you here? Why were you here?
Yeah.
We were commissioned by somebody in Iman to go here and investigate the ruins. They sent a different group ahead of us, but that group was nowhere to be found. We found the temple that he described to us. However, it was already looted for its goods. Everything
temple?
aside from the whip. That's what he's wielding right now.
A whip?
We found a whip held by a guardian of that temple. It was a little longer than most whips, and it had 4 frays at the end, each one with a snake's head on it.
Out of character, that sounds like one of the armaments of the betrayers.
Who knows? But after he got the whip, he started acting a little strange within a day or so. And after 3 days, he went crazy and ran away and started hunting us.
This was the lizard folk guy.
Eekdig, yes.
Eekdig.
Eekdig.
So he has some kind of cursed whip then.
Maybe.
Is there a cursed whip or the area is itself is cursed? But you mentioned a temple. Where? What was this temple? Where was it?
The temple is southwest of here, all the way down past the village. There's an entrance on the side of the wall that was rubbled down by Eekdig.
Wait, what village?
There's a village up ahead. It's gone now, but there used to be people who lived there. Everything is petrified.
An underground village?
Yes. Well, it opens up towards the sky a little bit, but it is down here. It's in ruins now. There's nobody there.
Is there anything we should know? Yes.
Lindeen is cautious of people. If you find her, please keep her safe. This is just her first job. And Eekdig is a good person. If this item is forcing him to be like this, please try to stop him, but don't kill him. If it can be helped.
All right. Quick question, Gerald. So you mentioned that most of those people were had imperial vestment, right? I didn't mistaken.
Most of the ones on the floor were. The ones that were
Okay.
dangling, you didn't get a feel for that.
You come from Yemen? From Tal'Dorei?
Yes. I spent most of my childhood there. My family moved. And I actually got to join the Vox Machina organization.
Kyle, ask what his name is. Or I asked the guy, what's your name?
Gallo.
Hello. Hello.
McKee, you would be aware that the Vox Machina organization are individuals who join what Scanlan has built, which is a group of adventurers that want to go out into the world and make a difference, much like the Tarrying Darrington Brigade. The Darrington Brigade. The Darrington Brigade actually belongs to Vox Machina as an organization. And many aspiring venturers go there in order to hope to become legends in the future or to do good things and help people.
Good for them. Well, good for the people that just want to help. People that want to become legends. Not quite as much.
How far from it? How far are we from the waterfall at the entrance of this general area? How long would it take for us to bring back Kalo to Captain Chisholm so he can take care of the dude?
It would take a couple of hours to walk all the way back there, and you would have to have controlled water again. And Ein's medicine would say you should not move him that far and that much. One wrong move, slip, bend, and his wounds open right back up, and he'll have seconds before bleeding out.
Ein, what do you think we should do with him?
Well, there's not much of a choice since we can't move him unless we have a stronger healing magics, which I don't have access to for now.
Right. Well, I say we keep going, and I mean, Omen or someone else can probably stay behind with him to keep a lookout, but maybe
You have 2 NPC people.
Mm-hmm.
that's also very true.
Yep.
I was going to suggest that Rurik would stay with. I would think that Rurik would have suggested himself to remain with the bow lad and treat him as much as he can.
Yeah, and he actually can heal as well. So.
Yeah, it's a Rurik thing to do, just so yeah.
Rorik is a healer, so yeah.
Yep, he'd be
Yep.
Rorik.
Alrighty. So
And he's human, so
you leave Warwick behind to tend to the person. The individual, after talking this long, their eyes are fluttering, and they seem to be passing out.
Okay. So, well, I guess we should just push on then.
mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
Yep, forward we go. Since turning back is it's not that good of an idea.
And remember, every end is a new beginning. So we'll just take care of this guy and see what happens.
True.
Alrighty. So, you all continue traveling. Are you doing it sneaky style or just walking? You are in the middle of an open ravine underground.
I would say if he knows we're here, he'll find him. He'll find us, and he will see us. Like there is no place to hide. Though I don't want to rush, and I want to be very aware of everything that is around and have a very close look to everything, to not risk being either trapped or jumped on
Well,
or surprised.
you can maintain one ability check while moving at normal speed. You can. Nobody else can, unfortunately.
I will maintain. So, do you guys want to work at normal speed or be cautious?
You have a knack for staying out of sight, it seems. So maybe most of us go ahead without any sort of stealthy stuff, and then we serve as a kind of a distraction for you if you need it.
Well, he could be he is good at being stealthy, but there isn't really anything here to help him hide. It's better if we're just all together.
I mean, what I'm less worried is him knowing where we are since he already knows us. What I'm worried is that the errant possibility of stepping into a trap or something, like the previous 2 occasions.
Mm-hmm.
True.
So, yes, I suppose we should go ahead with Kevan. You can maybe go a little bit in front of us and see if you find any more traps.
So, I'm not sure if we should look for traps. It should be quite complicated to trap us anywhere in this area, though might be much easier to surprise us. So I'd rather keep a lookout for ambush rather than traps. The metagaming vision is: do I maintain perception or do I maintain investigation?
Well, the guy said they got ambushed, so maybe that's prudent.
That was I thought.
That'll be perception.
So I will keep my perception.
All right, roll me a perception check. Ooh, there we go. So, as you enter towards, are you sticking to one of the walls or are you walking in the middle? Keep in mind this is about, 180 feet across?
Walking in the middle, so because we don't have way to hide, I hope it doesn't either.
Okay. So you all walk in the middle and you keep listening to the surrounding areas. You hear periodically the sound of moisture falling from some cracks within this system of mountains that you find yourself inside of. You hear the falling of a couple of stray stones that seem to just be a little too persistent. Almost like something is moving. You get a sense that you are being followed, at least for the first 10 minutes or so. But then it seems to stop.
So followed behind us, not in front of us then, or on the side.
Could be on the sides, could be directly behind you. You don't get that. You hear the echoings of the stones that make it difficult to know exact positioning, but definitely sounds like rocks are being disturbed far away from you, enough that it has to be somebody tracking or following.
Do you say this to us?
Yeah, I relate it to you. Maybe we should.
How far back would you say it is?
I couldn't really tell. Though I don't like having someone between us and the dude we just saved. Maybe the hunter should become the prey. Now that we know he's behind us, and there is only one straight path to the exit of this area.
I'm going to turn around and cast Sickening Radiance behind us.
All right, roll that in chat because I know it's a pretty big AoE.
Yeah, it's a 30-foot radius.
Right.
And it's impossible to be invisible inside the area.
Okay.
And they also have to make a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage.
All
and
right.
become exhausted.
So you have 80 feet to the left and to the right, or dead center in a 30-foot radius. Where are you throwing it? Let's go with cardinal directions, to the east or the west, instead of left or right.
I would try to give him the best sense that I could get with the last perception roll that I made.
Yeah, that's why I asked for it. Like, the general area he would be able to sort of like assess.
A 27 allowed you to hear somebody tracking after you, but it doesn't pinpoint where they are because they're too far physically for you to have that information.
Would I know that this too far is higher than 100 feet, or within, or possibly within?
Possibly on the cusp. Usually, when you really focus, you can be aware of your surroundings out to 100 feet fairly well. Possibly near it, but also further away.
Okay.
They're somewhere within 100 and 200 feet of you.
I'm gonna cast it at the edge. It's a 120-foot range on it, so.
Yep. So that would hit that 100 and then further back another 30 feet.
Yeah, so 150 max away.
Okay. Choose your cardinal direction, east or west, or center.
West. Oh, it's or center. Oh, yeah, center then.
Well, so it's 140 feet, right? The ravine.
The ravine is 160, almost, or it's 180.
So
if you hit dead center, it could stretch
60.
all the way across, but keep in mind that would have less area on the sides, just more in the bigger area.
Yeah.
Because circles.
Yeah.
I would say that if he is following us, if he's trying to be sneaky, the best way would be to go closer to the edges of the ravine, because you have more places to hide, possibly some balcony on the ravine that you can walk on and be sneakier. So you have...
I'll go with the one I rolled on, west.
Okay. You all, and this is a concentration spell, right?
Yes.
Last a minute?
Up to 10 minutes.
Up to 10 minutes. Okay. Alrighty. As you throw that spell all the way out there, you watch as this large depth of dark, blackened energy just sinks into this location, almost like a forceful presence ripping through everything in that area. Roll me a perception check, everybody.
I'm doing low rolls today.
17.
Without guidance because you're concentrating on
it's-
sickening radiance.
Yeah.
So 17s. The 17s here, followed by scurrying backwards at a very quick rate. Let me mark that down. Under hit points. Who would have guessed? Massive AoE spells are good at hitting things.
Yeah, and if it failed to save, it also takes 1 level of exhaustion.
Yep, I am aware. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good to remind me of these things, but thank you.
Yep. Right, it's definitely over there. Let's go and fight it. Come back, you filthy coward!
And it would also, if it fell, emits a greenish light in a 5-foot radius. So it's brightening, like it's...
If he failed.
If he failed, yeah.
Yep. You don't see any greenish light.
All right, let's enter then. Go.
All right, so you all start taking off after him.
All right.
All right, Kyle,
Yeah.
are you moving at the pace of the rest of your allies, or are you breaking ahead? Because you're a lot faster than them.
That I'm 1/3 faster than them. That is a good question. I will break off for a couple of rounds, but stay within 60 feet of the rest of the group.
Alrighty. As you break ahead and start running through that area, Krieve, are you all running directly towards that area? Or are you going to maintain your concentration or drop it?
Well, I would assume that he's not going to run directly into the area. It's possible to run around it, right?
Yeah.
It is.
Absolutely, but it would take you a little longer since you're running radius around a circle.
Sure.
Here, let's make this a little easier. Everybody roll me initiative.
I think that's probably wise.
Oh,
Oh,
So we can keep it
God.
more organized.
right.
Okay. I have no. Oh yeah. Just pull it out.
Yeah, just put yourselves on the map. You're not on the battle map yet.
Keyword being yet.
All right, that's 3 of you. Ein,
One moment is choking for some reason. Ah, damn. Can I just roof? Yeah, there we go. Freaking took forever to appear. And boom. There we go.
alrighty, that's the 4 of you. Wow, low rolls. Except McKee.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mikit, it's your choice. Do you start trying to run directly towards it? Because you do have a long time to get to it, probably like 2 or 3 rounds. Or are you going to start going diagonal around it first?
I think I'll go more of a diagonal around.
Alrighty. Are you full dashing or anything else?
Not full dashing. If you're like more in combat, I'd be moving the 30 feet while dodging rather than dashing. Being cautious.
Alright, so you're being careful and keeping up a jog. A jog.
Yep.
Alrighty. Kael, what about you?
I cast invisibility as my action,
Mhm.
and movement bonus action to dash diagonal from the stuff.
Alrighty. Krieve.
Yeah, I'm just running straight towards it. I get 70 feet.
Alrighty. Are you going to maintain concentration? You can just decide whenever you would like.
Yeah, for now, I'm still concentrating. So.
Ein.
I'll use my action to just quickly blast the 3 of them and use my movement to catch up towards.
Mikit.
At least try to follow where Miki ran off to.
Okay. So, you managed to catch up to Mikit, however, Kael and Krieve are breaking away. Krieve a little bit more direct. And you keep maintaining this brisk pace in that direction. Krieve, do you drop it when you get within proximity so you can just walk directly through? If not, you're spending another, 100 feet of movement to get around?
Yeah, I'm still gonna keep concentration on it.
All right, so you're running around.
Yeah, moving 70 feet around on the sides, and if I can spot it.
All right.
anytime I'll release a blast.
As you're running ahead, what did you roll on your perception? 17. You see
Yeah.
about 20 feet above you, there is an open tunnel that has claw marks towards the edge of it that look a little newer. And that's inside of your radius.
Yeah.
All right, everybody else?
Oh, yeah, the edge end of my turn, like after I see it, I'll just point up and up there.
All right. So, everybody else runs over. Is anybody running through the sickening radiance to get up there?
No.
No.
Everybody turns and looks at you expectantly.
Yeah. Are we sort of in order right now, or are we?
Well, it doesn't matter on that. I was just giving you all presence to decide what you are doing and maintaining until it is relative. But you can drop concentration freely whenever.
Okay, fuck it, I'll drop it.
All right, because nobody could get in there if that's there, unless they run through it.
Yeah.
So you drop it, and immediately everybody starts running over. It's only a 20-foot climb, so it's easy enough. Yeah.
I won't climb it. I will just use my bonus action to misty step into it. Wait a second. Does it drop my
casting a spell?
invisibility?
Yeah.
So no, I will climb.
So all of you, one by one, climb up there, but Kyle is certainly in the lead compared to everybody else as you are moving forward. Kree following up shortly behind, and Ein keep bringing up the rear as you keep running. This tunnel is a little squat, so Ein, you're stuck shrinking down in size a little bit, trying to get through here. Everybody else, though, it's only a nuisance where you have to hang your head lower to be able to fit through here. And as you start running all the way through, those of you that rolled your 17s, and since you haven't done anything to break that, you can easily tell there are multiple claw marks all through this tunnel leading further back. Kyle, roll me a perception check.
Yeah.
9. All right, give me a dex save. That's the spirit, Kai. 15. As you are running ahead of yourself, you get over towards where the mouth seems to be opening, and about 10 feet shy of that, you come screeching to a stop and halt as there is a 5-foot break in the ground that was kept at a slightly elevated angle, so it was hard to see until you got here. Another one of these deliberate traps. You look down inside, and there are more of these blades littering facing upwards that you would have impaled yourself on if you would have gone over it.
5 feet, I can jump it quite easily, like it's...
If there was height above you to jump, sure. You have to, like, lean, grab, and crawl across.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
The one point when a halfling would have been better. Actually, scratch that, always. But anyways.
Yeah. Okay, Can I try to do a Indiana Jones Tarzan whiplash, like using my whip as a to balance around my whip to go down there, so I don't have to like tie a rope and stuff like that.
I don't understand what you're saying.
So you know when Indiana Jones is jumping above jumping across a hole, he uses his whip as a rope to just swing to the other side.
So this is not an open area. You can't exactly swing, and there's not really anything for you to latch your whip onto to swing across. You have to crawl over a 5-foot ledge.
All right. I
Or
call
unless
over
you
the
have a
edge.
natural climb speed, in which you just go against the wall and boop, done.
No, I don't have I crawl around along the edge.
Alrighty. So, you go ahead, and it slows you down a lot to get across, and by the time you do that, everybody else hears a damn shit crawling up ahead, but the
Don't see
17s
anything.
see it. Makit, however, good thing you're in the back because you're being stopped by the other people.
I mean, I'm invisible.
Yes, you are. But they can hear you grunting.
Yeah.
So, one by one, you climb over this little area. It's a 5-foot gap, so it's not difficult to climb over. You just have to squat, lean across with your hands, and then climb up. It's not difficult. It's just inconvenient when you're aware that it's there.
And as soon as I'm up, I start running again. I'm not waiting for the rest of the group.
You start running again?
Yeah, I'm not waiting for the rest of the group.
Okay. You
want to catch
break
up.
ahead and you curve around a little cavern, and you see that there's a little hovel here that has a thrown about blanket covered in sweat and a pillow that looks very worn, bitten, torn, and ripped against, but mostly still intact, with all of these large slash marks in the wall. Out past that, there appears to be 3 different tunnel directions you can choose. There's forward, slightly to the right, or directly to the right.
I stop for a second, but I guess it will be the other people's turn. I stop for a second and try to quickly assess if any of those tunnels have more recent tracks that.
All right, roll me an investigation. While you're doing this, everybody else is catching up to you, to the point where they can hear you, like, squatting around, looking carefully. 18. There certainly are tracks in 2 of them. The one directly forward and the one slightly right. The one directly right, no tracks.
And would I be able to assess which one of the 2 funnels has the most recent tracks?
18's not high enough for that. You just assess that those 2 have recent tracks, as in within the past day.
I'm gonna assume that Kale told us about the trap before we impale ourselves.
Yeah, with him stopping and you hearing him groan as he goes over it, you have no choice but to stop. If you're in a hurry, you can fall. If you're not, oh hey, there's a fall. It's
If he's being careful there, I'm doing the same.
all right. So you all already made it past that. All of you move forward, and now you're waiting for Kyle, who is still invisible, and he has discerned 2 of 3 paths that this individual could have gone down. One directly forward and one slightly to the right.
Right, I do Gandalf. Which way smell better?
Who do you say that to?
I'm asking you, Jero. In Kyle's opinion, which of the 2 ways smell better?
They both suck.
Fuck.
You don't have Kane's sense of smell. Get yourself a wolf. Like,
I know someone.
I don't know, guys. Either way. I don't know. Fuck. And if you take more than 6 seconds, I will just choose random to go.
at this
Omen,
point, you've taken
which-
more than 6 seconds.
Omen, which way smells more like sulfur?
Have him roll a perception check.
With advantage.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's only 1 roll. So,
Yep, roll again.
oh, that's better.
19. He telepathically communicates to you The one forward has more death. The one to the right smells more like sulfur, though.
I relay that information.
There's a sulfur.
Well, I guess the end is that way, and the other end is probably that way.
So, messy end or fiery end?
All right. The slightly right. So the one that smells sulfur, and I rush for the one that
Okay.
smells sulfur.
So that entire process took you all about 15, 20 seconds before eventually heading down in that area. And as you do, you all start feeling more moisture in this area. Quite a bit more moisture. And you start noticing liquid is dripping from cracks above your head. Smells like rainwater. But you all keep moving, and eventually, as you are moving forward, you all hear... Oh, come to play with me, have you? The end is near.
Well, fuck you. Yeah, that's all I say.
Perfect.
God.
Fuck this guy. You're the guy in the horror movie who dies, but begrudgingly because you knew you could have got away with it.
Yeah.
But
I could have used Dimension Door and just got out of that cave and just fucked
God
this shit.
damn it. So you all
Is there
continue
any-
moving ahead.
Yeah.
And you all see roughly about 100 feet or so, there's light glowing at the end of this tunnel, flickering like a flame. That's hue is blue in nature. And you see a standing, tall, dark, sandy-skinned... What the hell are those things called? Lizard folk. Smiling at you all.
Oh, hey, Dig. You're gonna die, most likely.
They just keep smiling at you.
I hide. If there is any
In
way
the
to
tunnel
hide.
you guys are walking in. You go
okay.
stealthy. You're quiet. Roll your stealth. You don't hide in the tunnel. You just...
Yeah.
Okay,
But
I'm quiet.
I'm trying to get further and further as I'm still invisible. Like, I mean, it's less than 10 minutes, like the round.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, it's definitely... Wait. Invisibility's 1 hour.
Oh yeah. That's
Greater invisibility is 10 minutes.
I'm like entirely fine.
Yeah. 25. Oh, yeah. Holding that key. Moving forward. So...
Invisible.
I will see that KL is somewhere nearby, so I'm just gonna whisper. Just lower my voice to a whisper and just say, "See if you can pull the whip from him. I'll go ahead and hopefully he'll hit my armor."
All right, both of you roll a d20. Let's see how close you are to one another. Kyle's a lot faster.
Oh yeah.
11 and 12. Yeah, you're close enough that he hears you. Perfect.
Ow.
Yeah, look at that. Rolling similar numbers and shit. So yeah, you hear him say that, Kyle. As you keep moving forward at that slowed pace. Now all of you are standing there.
I'm just going to Eldritch Blast him.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Roll me a d20 and don't roll a 1.
So,
Or
as in
give me an
the
attack roll
or
and
is-
don't roll a 1.
All right.
He's gonna roll a 1.
Oh, so close.
So, that's a one.
The first one
Ooh.
shoots out directly towards him, and then the second one, as you blast it, Kyle, you get... Actually, roll again. Let's see if you actually do hit Kyle, because that's where he was standing invisible. 18 hits. The second one, right in your back, Kyle. Just, oh, shit.
Oh shit! There appears to be something in the way.
The first blast goes flying forward, though, and you all see it shatters a mirror up ahead.
Great. He's one of those types.
Then the individual moves away. Well, come here and play. I've been making this place for a while now. I was hoping someone would get stuck here. Alright, so what was the damage on the second one? 13? Yeah. And he took none from that one, so yeah. Kyle, con save to maintain concentration on your spell.
Oh yeah, fuck. That's good.
Of course, it had to be 1.
It's only fair.
Yeah.
I give you a 5% chance when he takes up half the tunnel. 12, you maintain concentration. So, at this point, you all rush ahead into this area, and you see that it just seems to be a system of mirrors, making some type of maze in a much bigger room. And I think this is probably where we're going to go ahead and go on break, everybody. We'll be right back.